I told him that the Chinese man in one of the companies was the illegitimate son of a member of the Standing Committee of China. He said that couldn't be true. The guy was born in the United States. I said that those born in the United States are indeed part of the Chinese Communist Party's gene plan. This American-born Chinese is one of the people who controls the secrets of almost all human beings. He has more information than the CIA. I said if one day he sits in the interrogation chair, you will ask him 2 questions: who was behind the Sinovac vaccine? When did Sinovac technology started, and what's the relationship between AI, Sinovac technology, and vaccines?
Hello, my name is Ava. I'm so happy to be here. Hello, Henry. Hello, Richard.
Hi, Eva. Hello, Henry and Global Fellow Titans. I'm very excited to be with you again for this Taking Down CCP broadcasting.
Hello, hi, Ava, Richard, and then thank you again for having me on, and then nice to see you again.
Okay, let's start our PPT. Henry, please.
Okay, please look at the first one. DNA sequences of the SV40 oncogene in the Pfizer injection. So the addition of strategic SV40 sequences used in genetic to hack the cell nucleus increases 10-fold the mRNA's ability to integrate into genome. Its use, prohibited by FDA, was ultimately permitted by the Pfizer, but the company maintains that it poses no health risks. Its carcinogenicity, already extensively documented, was nevertheless confirmed last October by a study published in the New England Journal of Medicine. The possibility that it could cause cancer is further suggested by recent study involving subjects vaccinated with Pfizer and Moderna, where tumor antigens were found exclusively in the blood of those vaccinated with Pfizer. Okay, thank you. SV40 is the substances that cancer researchers inject into the mice to induce the cancer. According to Dr. McKernan, who made this discovery, all Pfizer vaccines, adults, pediatric, monovalent, and bivalent, are affected by this fraud, the origin of which is attributed to the change in the production method implemented after the vaccine was approved to meet industrial constraints related to the pandemic. Professor Angus Dalgenish, one of the world's leading oncologists, pointing out in this context that SV40 is the substances that cancer researchers inject into the mice to induce cancer when they want to test the chemotherapy. Could Pfizer, which now holds a near monopoly on the cancer treatment market, has been unaware of this? No, and it did not change its formula despite the collapse in vaccine demand. Please look at the last one. Thank you. Renin angiotensin system and dysregulation. The vaccine's spike protein triggers the overactivation of a key receptor in the renal angiotensin system, which notably controls cell proliferation. This overactivation promotes vascularization and therefore tumor proliferation and generates oxidative stress that is detrimental to cells. Dr. Jean-Marc Sabatier warned as early as March 2020 about the consequences of this physiological disruption, which leads to an imbalance between innate and adaptive immune responses, and which he predicted could induce numerous cancers. Okay, Eva, thank you.
Thank you, Henry. I have so many questions. The first one, even the FDA already prohibit the SV40. And then the Pfizer, how come they can still do that? Because for my experience, like once the FDA say no, it's nobody can do. But how come they are like it's kind of like that? Or Richard, you want to share something?
Yeah, actually, I have a same question with you because the FDA like prohibited it, but the Pfizer still they do with this technology of SV40 inserted in the vaccine. So, but first I want to appreciate Henry's reading and explanation, but because I also did some homework because Henry for all of this medical, because today there are so many medical words and they're complicated for pronunciation, and Henry read very correctly, and it's like very much preparation. I appreciate that because I did also too. I try to understand what is this and that, and this the IAS dysregulation. We can see that the Pfizer vaccine, they really try to break the balance of the innate immune system and the adaptive immune. That means the overactivation of the immune system promotes the tumor proliferation. That means like a tumor to develop the cancer and the tumor cells. But more interesting to me is that, remember, we did a broadcasting of the topic of SV40, right? And remember that the SV40 included in the dose of this Pfizer COVID vaccine, each dose, they have 500 billion SV40 promoters. And moreover, for the children's vaccine, they have 2 times, like 1 trillion per dose of the for the children vaccine. This is crazy. And today, I think this part explain very detailedly about this SV40, because they say that this SV40, Pfizer, they say they don't know it. They say they don't see the SV40 of the risk, in the vaccine. But how can they don't know? Because they use the SV40 as a substance to induce the cancer for the chemotherapy, which I believe this experiment they did every day, right? For the cancer research and this and that. But they said there's no risk for this SV40 in the vaccine, so they are totally lying. we know that like Pfizer, Moderna, and so all of these big pharma, the companies, they make a lot of money, big fortunes out of this COVID vaccine. But they say no, the vaccine is safe. But now everybody knows. And I also think about one thing, Eva, even except this COVID vaccine, they did a lot of vaccine, over 70 kind of vaccines for the children, different age, right? They really also make a lot of money out of this kind of children, age category vaccines. And moreover, according to recent, the RFK Jr., he's exposure that for all of this, children age category vaccine, they don't have any, proved like a safety research or whatever the proof. That means all of these vaccines are not safe, and we know that most of them they cause a problem. Chronic problems for the children, and then when grow up, they still have problems. This now I can understand. Those vaccines for Pfizer and those companies, they are the killer. With this bioweapon for a long time. To me, that is my understanding. Those really are the evils. Well, that's why they colluded with the CCP. Eva.
Thank you, Richard. Yeah, for me, before we know, a lot of things will happen. Like they take over the doctor if who gave the ivermectin to the patient, right? They take away the license from the doctor. This kind of things happen many times. But one, they really know the FDA like prohibit SV40, but Pfizer still do. So now we understand all the powerful of this company, which is they are really have money and or what I'm not really like of course surprised for this kind of things happen. Also, I feel very angry. You know, sometimes when we talk about these things like with a surrounding friend or relative, they always tell me that, oh, none of your business, don't pay so much time, something like that. And of course they said it's everything I talk because good for you. This is like I feel very selfish. And now, like, yeah, it's none of the business, but you know what happened last week? One of the friend talked to me, like around 42 years old. Once he's a friend, four people died already, and then of course he know what's happening. Like they take 3 times the vaccine. That's the result. Then I said, oh, you know, that's why we standing here broadcast. We talk about the vaccine, and then we still talk about like the mild school risk his own life and the whole family's people's life, and take like he use his own like money everything to tell the world. We have a like a we want to tell the optimism and the ivermectin as help you to to release one very to help you to save your life. That's why we love everybody once you see our broadcast to tell your friend and to get help. Harry, do you want to share something?
Okay, sure. Thank you, Eva. I look, persuasive, evidence now indicates that, SV40 is a known oncogenic DNA virus which induces primary, cancers. Like I also did some homework in a video, like on Facebook, which has been shared by more than 10,000 times. The professor Angus Dalgenish it says, the Pfizer are full of the SV40. SV40 was what in his day, scientists put into mice to make people, to make them grow tumors. So they could, power, pour chemotherapy into them to see whether it worked for the tumors or not. So why, Pfizer put SV40, segments into the vaccine? Is it part of the reason why the mortality rate is soaring after jabs? So this is another question we have to ask. Should, Pfizer be brought to the Congress to answer all the questions that we have? We talk about Pfizer. You think about, who owned this company? Who is on the panel? Who, when did they start this, COVID vaccine program? Did they have the numbers to back this jab? Did they hide anything, from the public? Did they, have any, communication with the government? Do they, work with the big tech to censor the information? So we have a lot of information. That's why, okay, to ask. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Henry. Can we take a look at one of the clip from my school?
Before meeting you 3 years ago, I had been using YouTube to reveal over 3,000 live broadcasts. I gave warnings to America even before I met you, as well as at the press conference. What you said is 100% correct. I also gave the FBI over 1,000 documents, including the one I revealed on September 4th, 2017, exactly 3 years ago, in a DC press conference. I handed in 2 highly qualified, top-secret documents from inside the CCP. One was the CCP sending spies to America, and they worked in the Bank of China in New York. The other one is the CCP strategy to take down America. I have given all related documents to the FBI. Before I went to the press conference, I asked the FBI agents, have you verified the documents that I gave you? Are they real or not? They told me, yes, we have checked, and they are real. I then went to the press conference and held the 3rd high-qualified top-secret document. Just right before the teleconference, I burned it in the bathroom. Why did I do that? I thought it was too dangerous for my family, and no one in America would believe me. No one has ever asked me what document was burned an hour before the conference call on September 4th 3 years ago. I told you, but you never asked me, sir, right? Now in the war room, I can give you the answer. The document I brought is what the CCP calls top secret document, the 13579 program. The CCP has a plan to make biological and chemical weapons. In the document, it describes how they use P3 laboratories and P4 laboratories to make biochemical weapons. That's why, 3 years ago, I could confidently warn America and the Western world. Are you prepared and ready to face the CCP's coming dark clouds? That was my warning about. Now, after 3 years, I have talked about HNA, Jack Ma, TikTok, Zoom, and WeChat. Everything has happened, sir. Do you remember I met you in 2017 after you left the White House in September or October? I told you everything, but you had your eyes wide open and looked at me, thinking I was crazy. But I did not care what you thought of me. I just wanted to give my life and everything I have to save America and the Western world. I wanted to provide my knowledge based on the intelligence I had about the CCP's 3F program and the BGY program, which aim to make America weak and unstable and take down and destroy it. Now, after 3 years, let's look at the coronavirus, the economy, TikTok, HNA, and Jack Ma. Look at all those SOE, state-owned enterprise companies in the NASDAQ. This is the first time I talked about these companies. On the one hand, the CCP is evil to your country for killing 160,000 Americans, getting 5 million people infected with coronavirus, and stealing your jobs and technologies. On the other hand, the CCP is seen only at the surface, and there is a real black hand behind it, not the CCP. This is from your own country. Your country owns it, along with the US dollar, Wall Street, and techniques. Your country provides everything to the CCP, including the contracts from the World Trade Organization. In 2001, the CCP's GDP was at just 1.3 trillion, but it has now grown to 14 trillion. That is why the CCP must steal your dollar and your technique. Because Wall Street, American media, and the American dollar were behind the CCP, it grew bigger and faster. So, now the big evil wants to take over America. So, the fact that the real criminals making 160,000 people die and 5 million people infected are not only the CCP, but also the greedy Wall Street elites, U.S. corporations colluding with the CCP, and the mainstream media. Their hands are stained with the blood of the American people.
Okay, I come back. So yeah, whenever I watching Miles Gore's little clip, and then I really check the year. Like this clip is 2020 September, and he said in the clip he said 2017 he already tell the FBI about the 13579 program, and not much people to take pay attention. But 2020 he's still talking and talking until today. It's 2026 January. We still standing here broadcast, still want to tell people the vaccine, the problem, actually is a bioweapon made by CCP. So we really want to help. We really want to hope more people know this and take ultimatum or ivermectin to save their own life. Actually, is I think I talked to my friend. This is not political things. It's not a conspiracy theory. This is a real save your life. How about Henry or how about Richard? You want to share something?
Yeah, thank you, Ava. Actually, when I watch Miles Guo's video clip, I noticed that the very key information that Miles Guo, it disclosed to the whole world that the CCP has this kind of evil plan 13579 of the bioweapon. Actually, we now know that the COVID-19, so-called COVID-19, the CCP virus, was made by CCP and released by CCP to the whole world to kill people, right? And also the vaccine is also, as far as I know, is strongly related to CCP. CCP is part of the vaccine evil plan and kill more people, right? And today I have a very exciting news and good news that to share with you that Trump in Davos today, he exposed and tell directly to the whole media and through his public speech that the CCP virus COVID-19 is from Wuhan, China. And he said very directly and very very straightforward. I believe this is the time of the final shot to the CCP to kill the CCP. It's a time, it's a beginning, I believe, because remember Miles Guo said that to take down the CCP, there'll be a procedure of decouple of economic decouple, the finance decouple, technology decouple. But last shot will be the origin of the COVID-19. Now Trump said to the world that this is the virus from Wuhan and made by China, released by China. This is unbelievable, really good news, exciting news.
Thank you, Richard, to telling us this. And just as you say, like Henry today, or like before when we broadcast reading the PPT, which is a very, very professional, the vocabulary. And I appreciate too. Henry English, of course, I'm so admire. And those words very, very long, but he is so good, and I learned a lot. How about Henry? You wanna share something? You might, Henry.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Ava. From the clip, you can see Miles and the founder of the new Federal State of China, long time ago had intelligence, knew, what the CSP intended to do, what the dark forces gonna to do. He knew that the CSP's plan virus and then its vaccine. He warns the world even before the pandemic started in 2019. He warns the world the virus was an appetizer, but the main course is the vaccine. He warns people not to get a vaccine. Sadly, his revelation has been proved true. For those for those who suffer, or for those who have the people around them suffer from the vaccine, the damage, the harm. So did you still take what the new Federal State of China has used closer lightly? So Miles actually have saved the lives of a lot of millions of people. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Henry. So let's take down the CCP, and also just say again, the CCP, Chinese Communist Party, cannot represent the Chinese, and take down the CCP. See you next week.
Take down the CCP. Take down CCP. Take down CCP.